This video chart presentation to GFI Group. It's a New York Stock Exchange listed company trading our ticker GFIG. We decided to take a look at an uptrending stock. It's had a pretty good pullback in the last few weeks. Two green closes on Monday and Tuesday. Has the stock pressing right on the 50-day moving average. This is one of those stocks we call it a make or break point to see if it's going to try and go back into some sort of bull mode. That makes it worth keeping an eye on to complete this week. See if it can move its way back above that 50-day moving average, get it curling back upward, and continuing its upward trend. Now, there are some things here that are a little bit concerning. You can see through here, the MACD is actually making lower highs as the price per share is making higher highs. It's a negative divergence, and honestly not exactly a great thing to see in the overall perspective of the chart. But of course that just weighs in along with the support and resistance and how the candles are performing. Now on the opposite side of those tracks, in the nearer term, the MACD is trying to make a little bit higher low. Histogram bars are pushing back towards zero, which tells us that a bullish cross could be coming of the 12 passing through the 26 EMA. And those are some optimistic things in the short term to say that this chart might try and push back above that 50-day moving average. Of course, what I'll look for is both components of the MACD to break back above zero, to show a stronger bullish trend, and ultimately try and break that downward trend that the MACD's been on since the middle part of May. This is a pretty nice look to the ADX. Nowhere near at extreme levels, anything like that. But when the negative DI is up on top and the positive DI is down low, that's a pretty nice position for a reversal in the direction. Now, of course, we've also had a sell-off, which has pushed the MFI down below 50. I always look for all three components to break above that level and trend above 50 to show people are continuously paying higher prices for the stock. Sell-off also hit the accumulation distribution a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, still a pretty nice uptrend overall, and I want to see that uptrend be maintained and for the AD to roll back upward and continue to make some higher highs. Chaikin money flow gives a little bit more succinct look at the buying and selling pressure. You can see through here when that sell-off was happening, Chaikin money flow was diving downward, but it has flattened out, starting to curl back up a little bit, saying selling pressure over the last 20 periods is still dominating buying pressure, but the little hook, and as it moves back towards zero, that says the selling pressure is starting to subside, and the two are equalizing. CCI has held above negative 100, very short term, but starting to move upward. If it hits zero, that says the price is at its 20-day mean. Polsto's bottomed, but again, the smallest moves are starting to happen upward, signaling that perhaps a little bit of buying pressure is coming into the play. Momentum is starting to build in the smallest form. Ideally, I want to see it over top of 50 to show that the bulls are in charge, but this is a bottom place, so to speak, with the sell-off. And when I start looking for reversals, of course, I want to see some momentum building, and the Polsto is giving early on signs of that. Tricks, it's read pretty similar to the MACD. Again, the negative divergence is not a great thing to see, but on a retrace, holding around zero, making a rotation, dropping a bullish cross, those are all signals of the trend starting to change back towards bullish mode. RSIs, this is indeed at a make or break point. To see bullish momentum, I want to see all three components trending over top of 50. Similar to through here, you can see the break of 50, how much the price per share appreciated. Right now at that key point, pretty important for all three of them to move their way through 50 and show that the upward momentum is really gathering some strength. So some pretty neutral readings overall with the indicators. I always take a quick look at them just for hints of potential stock price movement. Ultimately, it always comes down to key things like support and resistance. And in this case, the support level I'm going to be looking for is right there around $3.90. Even back through here when the stock price gapped up early in May, see that was an area of resistance, held as a little bit of support. Back in June, serving as a support level, and now again in July and August, serving as support once again. That's a key mark for me. If it does fall through that, I'd expect it to come back down near this $3.60 area, which is a pretty decent fall from its closing price on Tuesday of $4.03. This 200-day moving average is dynamic, it's moving upward, it's going to lend to support around that spot. Of course, it's always important for a price per share to hold over top of that 200-day moving average, and if it doesn't hold that, the chart's getting pretty ugly at that point. Look for more support all the way down around $3.17. But at that point, starting to see lower lows, not a very attractive chart. That's again why I say this is kind of at a make or break point. See if this upward pressure is going to continue. Follow through on a 9-month uptrend, something along those lines. You can just see the higher lows being made. And as I mentioned, trying to get back above this blue line, the 50-day moving average. Now to the resistance side of things, I definitely think there's a little bit right there in front of it, right around $4.05, essentially where it closed on Tuesday. That was an area of support. It's serving as an area of resistance for the last couple weeks. And if it can break through that, I think it'll meet some more up around $4.20. But I'd look for it to be a little bit stiffer, up around $4.40, and for that to carry through all the way to the top end at $4.52. A lot of lines, not trying to make it too confusing. Key points right now, $3.90 in this small channel it's been in for the last couple weeks to try and push above that 50-day moving average, which is currently registering 405. Volume's pretty thin in this play, only 121,000 shares traded. That's probably right about average, maybe slightly below. I'd certainly like to see the volume bars pick up, show some more buying pressure, add some more strength to the momentum and the overall trend, and see if this chart can push upward. Those are the type of things that I'll be looking for in the GFIG chart, but as always, merely my interpretation. Thank you for watching. Trade smart.